Israel appears to be preparing to launch an attack on Iran soon. That's the view of officials in the U.S. and Europe, and it's been widely reported in the U.S. media. The prospect of Iranian retaliation led the U.S. to authorize the withdrawal of some diplomats and non-essential personnel from the Middle East. And now the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem has issued a security alert restricting its employees and their families from traveling outside central Israeli cities. In a further escalation, the International Atomic Energy Agency's board has declared for the first time in almost 20 years that Iran is in breach of its nuclear non-proliferation obligations. This could open the door to sanctions by major powers, further intensifying global pressure on Tehran. Steve Leibowitz has more.
Amid stalled nuclear talks between the U.S. and Iran, concerns are rising of a potential Israeli strike on Iran in the coming days. U.S. media reports, including NBC and CBS, say that officials in Washington believe Israel is considering launching an attack on Iran in the coming days. The reports suggest that Israel plans to attack Iran even though the U.S. is unlikely to support the move, while still in talks with Tehran on a new nuclear agreement. The anticipated Iranian retaliation to a potential Israeli attack prompted the U.S. to order a partial evacuation of its Middle East embassies and army bases in Kuwait, Iraq, and Bahrain. The head of CENTCOM said he ordered non-essential staff and troop dependents to leave the region after the Iranian defense minister threatened to strike U.S. bases.
و در اون صورت آمریکا باید منطقه رو ترک کنه چون تمام پایگاهاش در دسترس ماست ما دسترسی بهش داریم و بدون ملاحظه همه اونها را در کشورهای میزبان مورد هدف قرار خواهیم داد.
President Trump confirmed to reporters that the U.S. is drawing down the presence of non-essentials due to the potential for regional unrest.
We're hearing reports that U.S. personnel are being moved out of the region within striking distance.
Well, they are being moved out because it could be a dangerous place, and we'll see what happens. But they are being, we've given notice to move out, and we'll see what happens.
Is there anything that can be done to dial the temperature down in the region?
They can't have a nuclear weapon. Very simple.
Tensions in the region have been rising in recent days as talks between the U.S. and Iran over its nuclear program appear to have hit an impasse. The talks seek to limit Iran's nuclear program in exchange for the lifting of some of the crushing economic sanctions that the U.S. has imposed on the Islamic Republic. It's unclear whether a sixth round of nuclear talks will take place this weekend in Oman. The UN nuclear watchdog's 35-nation Board of Governors passed a resolution today, formally declaring Iran in breach of its non-proliferation obligations for the first time in almost 20 years. The move set in motion an effort to snap back UN sanctions on Iran for nuclear violations. Iranian officials called the findings blatant lies.